On today's show, the Phoenix Suns continue to put BTA against their opponents, this time against New Orleans Pelicans. Why Grayson Allen, and not just him, Royce O'Neale, are incredibly important. Let's talk about that much more in this edition of Locked On Phoenix Suns.
You are Locked On Suns, your daily Phoenix Suns podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up? Welcome back into Locked On Phoenix Suns, a winning Tuesday edition, Monday night edition of Locked On Phoenix Suns. My name is Benjamin Garcia, host of The Ben Garcia Show, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m. and a credentialed Phoenix Suns media member covering your team every day here. That's what we call it at the Locked On Podcast Network, the #1 sports podcast network in the world. That is not hyperbole. That is just fact. And don't forget that Locked On Suns is free to available on all platforms, including YouTube. So click that follow or subscribe button. Do what thousands of Suns fans have already done. Become an everyday and get locked on the Phoenix Suns right here each and every day. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Down the Game Time app. Create an account and use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. That is Locked On NBA for $20 off your first purchase. Joining me on today's show, a winning Tuesday, if you will, of the Phoenix Suns, putting BTA against the New Orleans Pelicans. He was in the stadium tonight. I watched the game from the comfort of my couch. Hayden Cilley from Clutch Points. What's up, man? How are you?
Doing good, man. The stadium is just about empty, but let's say about like an hour and a half ago, man, this place was rocking. I mean, and dude, how could this place not be rocking when Grayson Allen has a career night? 42 points, hits 10 threes. I mean, he was a flamethrower.
What was it like in there today? Because, of course, the day of all day, I've been to every single game this year. And tonight I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch it from the comfort of my couch. I'm not going to watch it from the media section. I'm jumping off. Like, I thought they were going to win tonight. That was like one of the big reasons. But oftentimes I can sniff out like a big headline or see around corners. That's why like I went to the Spurs game 100%. I was like, I think they're going to win that game. And I put that out there. I thought they were going to win that game. They won that game. I'm like, oh, that's a massive show to do. I thought the Suns would win. But I mean, I got to be honest with you, man. In 5 of their last 6 games, the Suns have led teams by 18 plus points at minimum, meaning they're up 18 points or more on their opponent. And they only didn't eclipse that 20-point mark against the Clippers on Saturday. What was it like in there today? Is there like, I don't want to say it's 2021 vibes-ish. I think people need to, for better or for worse, flush that season down the toilet. It's over. It's not a thing anymore. Enjoy it, but it's over. What was it like in there tonight?
Yeah. I think it was one of the things I've always loved about Jordan Ott is that he won't let a game slip. And I think last year we saw with Mike Budenholzer and even with that stacked team is that they would just let games get away. And, I mean, they were up. I mean, it was like I think it was 29-22 at the end of the first. He puts in a lineup with Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neale, Isaiah Livers, Colin Gillespie, Oso Ighodaro. They go on a 25-8 run, 9 of 11 shooting, 7 of 9 for 3. And mind you, like, your stars aren't in. Your stars aren't playing. And that's huge, right? So, I mean, that obviously sort of swung the momentum of the game. But really, once that happened, like, they didn't look back. And I think what we saw last year was so much of, like, they would get out to a big lead, they would jump to a big lead, and they will let teams stick around. And this year, it's just not happening. And I think the fan base loved it. I mean, Grayson had a hot start anyway. I think he had, like, he had about 13 points through like the first quarter and then like sort of a couple minutes into it. So did we know he was going to have a big night like this? No, but shots were falling. Defensively, they were really connected probably about as well as they have been the entire year. But I mean, just overall a really good win. But I think the best part was that they had a really good win against a team that they should have beat anyway. I mean, this was a battered New Orleans Pelicans team. You're missing Jordan Poole. You're missing Zion Williamson. This is what you
honestly might have helped them.
Yeah, no, honestly. But they took the bull by the horns, and they did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, man. And I like my strong takes and my strong opinions. So here's one of them for you. Like, I thought they'd win tonight, but I didn't think it was going to be a win enough for me to say, they're separated from there's the I don't want to say the elites, like that's its own tier, but there's the really good teams, the for sure playoff teams, the we're not sure you're a playoff team, but you're definitely in the mix. And reminder, these are top 6 seeds now. These are not top 8 teams. And then there's the laughing stock of the NBA. I think that win tonight against the New Orleans Pelicans was graduating them from the laughing stock of the NBA, meaning that's where the Pelicans reside, that's where the Kings reside, that's where the Wizards reside, the Nets. Like, it feels like this was a separation game where I know they've beaten the Spurs and the Clippers twice. Like, they haven't beaten up on just bad teams. Everyone told me how good the Clippers were in the offseason, except for me on the show who tried to tell people, I don't know, James Harden, Paul George, Bradley Beal, or James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, or Bradley Beal as your best players. Just feels a little wonky to me, but everyone else have their cake and eat it too. But they've been beating up on teams like the Spurs and the Jazz. That was everyone's darling for the first couple of games. They're not beating up on awful teams. It feels like this was a separation game. Now, does it mean that they have graduated to some of the best teams of the NBA? No. But are they firm? Did they change your mind tonight? Maybe they haven't, and maybe they haven't for me either. From going from a team that is expectations should be the play-in team to, I don't know, they've got the same amount of wins as the Rockets on November 10th of the season, and everyone keeps on telling me they're great. What was your kind of take on that?
I think it's way too soon to kind of make any really bold prediction like that. But I will say though is that this is very impressive considering the team's 4-1 without Jalen Green or Dylan Brooks. That alone says a lot because those are the two big names.
And that's in full games.
Exactly.
It's like Jalen Green was out in that first quarter and won that game too. You know what I mean? Sorry, continue.
No, you're good. But 4-1 in full games without Jalen Green or Dylan Brooks. Booker's obviously playing at an MVP, all NBA level, but it's everybody else. This team is bought in. They are buying what Jordan Ott is selling, and he will not win anybody over. He's not the most charismatic guy, but damn it, man, he can coach. He can coach. And when you have a team like this, that let's be real, there's not a lot of star power outside of Booker and Jalen Green. When you got guys like Royce O'Neale having career years, Grayson Allen, whose role as a playmaker has expanded, and I mean, dude's almost taking 10 threes a game and knocking down just about 40% of them. That's huge. But so much of it just has to do with the buy-in and their philosophies, defense. I mean, heck, even tonight, I'm looking at the box score right here. I mean, 98 points, right? 98 points they allowed to the Pelicans. They gave up 41 points in that first half, which was the second fewest this season. And the only one that was fewer was 40 when they played Utah on Halloween. But yeah,
46 to the Clippers the other day too.
Exactly. So should expectations be tempered? Absolutely they should. But I mean, they haven't played. I was talking to some other media members about this too. They haven't played a lot of garbage teams. They've played some good ones.
No.
They played Denver. They played the Clippers 3 times already. That's crazy. And in the last 2 times they played the Clippers, they did exactly what they were supposed to do. Yeah, they did exactly what they were supposed to do. They took advantage of a team that was injured, and they kind of did whatever they wanted. And that alone is huge because we didn't see that at all last year. We saw games slip away.
Dude, man.
Yeah, but this season it's we have a 20-point lead. Okay, we're gonna hold on to it. And I'll say one more thing too.
Yeah.
Jordan Ott has done a masterful job of using his timeouts. It does not get the credit that it should.
It's gotten better. It's gotten better. At the beginning of the season was a little weird.
Yeah, absolutely. But 11 games in, dude, from game 1 to now, he just has a good idea. And sometimes I think he's a little bit too quick to call a timeout, but I get it. Better be safe than sorry. But there's a time I think the Pelicans were down by 26, and they
I know
got
exactly
it to
what bucket you're talking about. 19.
and
They got it to 19.
Yeah, they got it to 19, and he's like, "Nope, I've seen enough."
Yep. I saw, dude, I wondered the same thing.
I thought that was
I
crazy.
wondered the same exact thing. That's so funny.
I was looking at him. I'm like, dude, you're up 19. But he's like, yeah. I'm like, you're up 19. This game is over. But again, like
it's the
that's
Monty Williams.
Honest.
It's the anti-Monty.
Oh, no. Oh, you're gonna open up that vault. But no, dude. But seriously, like the team's bought in. Jordan Ott is legit, and I think that has a big part to do with it. But when you have a team that's connected and that just plays hard, and when you have a superstar that has been given the keys to do what he's successful at, I mean, they're reaping the fruits of the labor.
Well, it feels like they're actually finally doing the mature thing and letting things kind of grow. All right, I've got another Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neale take for you that I don't think everyone is going to love today, but in a week from now, they're going to be like, wait a second, that guy with the big mouth, that was interesting. Let's talk about that next. First, today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Robinhood. Your ambition met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day, locking in every opening, beating your PR, beating it again, channeling that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control of your money. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all in one platform. You can now build and execute trades from a desktop with Robinhood Legends advanced tools, or take advantage of the new Robinhood strategies with a tailored portfolio managed by a team of experts. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney, your move. This episode is also brought to you by our lovely folks over at Game Time. Basketball season is officially here. Nothing beats being in the arena for those opening games. But let's be real. Getting tickets can be a total headache between waiting in queues, surprise fees, and prices that jump right before checkout. It's easy to get frustrated when all you want to do is cheer on your team. That's where Game Time comes in, the app that gives the fans the advantage. It's your ultimate life hack for scoring amazing NBA tickets fast, easy, and stress-free. I use Game Time all the time. I use it for Suns games, for Cardinals games, for Diamondback games, for concerts. They do it all. You want to watch a comedy show? It's on Game Time. You get the best price guaranteed, as well as you get to be able to see where you're sitting before you just give someone your money. You're like, oh, I like those seats. I'll take those. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets. I take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app and create an account and use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. That's code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. All right, keeping the show rolling. The Phoenix Suns have two guys who I think were a little harshly judged at the beginning of the year. And those two guys are Royce O'Neale and Grayson Allen. Now, listen, not on this show. I will say I'm guilty of saying Grayson Allen's contract was not super desirable in the summer. I'm not above myself to say that. But we kind of talked about how awesome Grayson is, and we can do that as well here. But here's my thing, man. And I want to say it early so I get all the people that, didn't tune out just yet. Royce O'Neale and Grayson Allen are playing so freaking well. So freaking well. It cannot be overstated. They are some of the top 3-point shot makers in the league, not just by percentages, but like how many they've actually made. The other day, they were like 3rd and 5th. I haven't caught up with it since then. And they're also one of the better closing out duos defensively. That's also, again, just a statistic defensively you want to have. In the offseason, the Warriors were snubbing their noses at Royce O'Neale and Grayson Allen for Jonathan Kuminga. And you know what? It might have been a blessing in disguise. Because whether it was for Jonathan Kuminga or something else, the Suns might have taken a loss on those two guys. They have played so well, both shooting nearly 40% from three in Grayson and 40% from three in Royce O'Neale, that they might be the Suns' ticket out of no man's land. We would all agree that the Suns aren't championship contenders right now. We also don't think they're terrible, but they're right in the middle and they don't have any draft capital. Kyle Kuzma once went for 2 first-round picks. Imagine the haul you could get at the trade deadline if these guys keep this up for Royce O'Neale and Grayson Allen. You might be able to restock some of those picks you lost, and it would be hard to trade them if they're this awesome, and who knows where the Suns are at. But forget about like agreeing with my take or not. Don't you think teams are kicking themselves for not taking those guys in the offseason for a couple of second-round picks when they could? Because they went from role players to downright outstanding recently, man.
That's a good question.
That is a good question. That's all I want to do. As Thor is raining lightning down on you right now, for the visual audience and not for the audio audience. Like that's all I want to do. I just want to make you think.
Yeah.
Let's say this like right now. Grayson is playing like a player that's getting 2 first-round picks, protections and not great first-round picks. They're championship contending teams. Royce is playing like one that's going to get you at least 1 first-round pick.
Yeah.
What if there's a world where you could get 3 first-round picks? I'm not asking you to do it. I'm just telling you.
Oh yeah,
it might be a possibility.
There definitely is. I think if they keep this up for sure. But as you said, defensively has been the most important part because
They've been really good.
We've seen it. Guys can be really good 3-point shooters. They could be really good offensive players. But if you can't play defense, you will not play. That's just how it works. But we've seen the inverse where
unless you're Oso.
Yeah. To which we won't discuss because that alone we can.
This is a happy place right now. This is a happy place.
This is a happy episode.
I'm sorry, I'm throwing you off. Grayson and Royce, go for it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. So I think you could get a lot of draft capital for them if they keep this up. But again, so much of this I say goes back to the offensive system. A lot of it is shooting threes. Funny enough, Grayson actually said to us post game, he talked about it. He's like, there was a game, I think he shot like 10 to 12 threes, and him and Jordan Ott looked at the film, and Coach Ott was literally like, hey, here are 5 threes that you could have taken. Yeah, honestly. And they were like, and he's like, he's a
freaking psychopath.
And he's like, dude, these were actually like good looks that I passed up, right? It wasn't like, just throw it up with a defender in your face with the second left on the shot clock. No, like these were wide open looks. So if that happens, if that keeps happening, can he shoot 10 threes for the rest of the game or for the rest of the season? Maybe, considering for how long Jalen Green might be out, this might be a blessing in disguise for that. But at the same time, do you want to trade a guy that is that valuable? Because he's played really well. He's improved as a playmaker. The assist numbers have gone up. And I think the most important thing is defensively. He's improved so much. He's noticeably slimmer, but he still keeps his strength. He's the guy that everybody says this about Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks is the guy you want to have on your you would hate to play against, but love to have on your team. That's Grayson Allen to a T. That is a guy that will get under your skin, but it's so good because he can play off the ball so well. But he's shown the ability to really handle the ball and, distribute and attack the basket and even get downhill in some instances. And then, fast forward or let's go to a guy like Royce, who's way more of a catch and shoot guy, but he's been moving off the ball so well. He's been a fantastic screener. And he's just been someone that is just kind of a bruiser that you don't realize how big he is until you're actually down there. He's only 6'6", but he's going to beat you up. He's going to make you work for a rebound. He's going to make you work to get around a screen. And that dude has about as quick of a release as anybody I've seen. But depending on how far the Suns go, I think if you're like a 500 team and if they say, hey, we'll take Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neale for 3 first-round picks, I think you kind of have to, especially in terms of the salary, just because Allen's salary is higher. If he was making like, let's say $13 million a year for 3 years, totally different conversation. But he's making, I believe, way more than that. I want to say it's like the high teens or so.
Yeah, no, it's in the high teens. I'm going to take a guess. I think it's 17. Okay. Well, let's see. It's 16.8. Son of a gun.
Okay.
That was so close.
Yeah.
So, but to be fair, it escalates. So 16 this year, 18 the next year, effectively 20 in his age 32 season.
Exactly. And you kind of long term, you have to think about does he fit the age trajectory of this team?
Exactly.
And same thing with Royce, but also like these guys are having career years. So that's the that's the paradox of it, is like they're having career years later. Like you think a guy like that would have a career year at age 26, not at age 30, not at age 32. And these guys are showing that a really good offensive system and really good coaching really does matter, because these guys can shoot, they can play defense, they can do everything else. And then, you bring Jalen Green back from injury. Book's been playing the way that he's been playing. Obviously, Dylan Brooks, Ryan Dunn, Colin Gillespie, all those guys. Like, last year's team had an issue with depth. I think this team might have a little bit too much of it. So you might be willing to give them away, but I think it just kind of depends on how well, if they sustain this success, and then also will teams be willing to throw a little bit more than what these guys are possibly worth at the deadline.
Also, reminder, like, this is a really good thing. Either one or two things happen. Either one of two things happen. Like, I'm not trying to just tear down. Like, I could already see the comment section. I'm not trying to tear down the first fun Suns team. All I'm saying is one of two things is going to happen. One, they're going to continue to be awesome, because that's what this exercise is, and you get to keep them on your team. Great. The second thing is you trade them and get premium draft capital back, and then you feel to yourself, oh, wait a second. Okay, we're restocking a little bit. We're reloading. And maybe you use those picks. I'm not saying you do that, but maybe you use those picks to go get the next disgruntled star. Like, again, don't been there, done that. No one bought the t-shirt. I'm just saying it gives you flexible options. Like, this is a really good thing. Royce is great. Grayson has been great, but also, like, I just want to put out there, sometimes people call me a madman. I've got multiple text messages with my guy, John Voida, who will be on the show tomorrow. Hey, Grayson Allen might just fit better next to Devin Booker than Jalen Green does, but that's also not fair to say right now, because Jalen Green was really good the other night. But I'm just saying, I'm not just being crazy. Anyways, while Thor continues to attack Hayden, for the audio audience, there is literal lightning coming down on Hayden right now. We're going to take a quick break. Let's answer this question. Are the Suns just good? Like, are they just good at this point? Plus some Jordan Ott, and maybe we'll make fun of Oso Ighodaro a little bit, because why the heck not? Let's do it next. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA is back, and there's no better way to get in on the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. It keeps every game exciting, especially when your team's making that late push. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Hayden, I'm trying to pay bills over here. I'm, talking about our wonderful sponsor, FanDuel. And people can't tell, but when I put you in backstage, I can still see what's going on. And so as I'm doing an ad read, I'm laughing because Thor continues to attack you. Yep. I don't know if I should call for help. It's very strange what's going on at this point. But anyways,
I might just be immune to it. I think that's the thing, because I'm not feeling it. I think I might just be immune to Thor's attacks. It might just be what I'm wearing, honestly.
It's so funny, man. I'll oftentimes do the show from the arena, which I love to do. And those kind of like flashing insane lights will come on me. And like, maybe I don't, there it is right there. It's right up in your face. It's funny because I'm like, I guess I don't even recognize it, but maybe other people do. And now I'm in this position, I'm starting to recognize it. Let's answer this, man. I mentioned the separation from the garbage of the NBA. Like, we don't even need to talk about the expectations or anything like that. Instead of just saying, are the Phoenix Suns good? What the heck is real and what the heck is fake from this team? They're 8th in defensive efficiency. Here's that other big take I had at the beginning of the season that, again, people clown me for it, including the other Locked On NBA hosts. I said this Suns team will be a top 10 defensive team this year. Offensive, I did not say that. They are 8th in defensive rating right now. They are the 8th best team. They are all, I think that is believable. They're also the 11th best offensive team from an offensive rating standpoint. That feels, we'll see if that continues to hold true the rest of the season, and maybe it does. What would you say is like, this is concrete, this is real, this is fake?
That's good. I think I'm trying to find the stat. I can't find it off the top of my head, but they've been really good in the half court. They've been really good in the half court, which has surprised me because I thought that Jordan Ott's offense would be, let's run and gun. We emphasize spacing. So too. We emphasize, transition, which they obviously do. You have a guy like Jalen Green, you're going to do that. But I think that, honestly, their half-court game has been so good. They've run such good sets. They are moving the ball really, really well. Their pace, I think, excluding today's game, I think was like 22nd. So they don't move very fast. It's paradoxical because they emphasize spacing and a lot of off-ball movement and a lot of cutting and actions and all this other stuff and putting guys in positions to score without the ball. But at the same time, they're not afraid to slow the game down. And I think that that's really good because there are definitely times where they can get too fast. They can get too ahead of themselves. They can do all this other stuff that just really isn't necessary. And, I think that's a big thing that's real, is that the pace is down, but the efficiency is there. The offensive and defensive ratings are kind of like middle of the pack right now. I think more so, I'd say give it another 10 games and that'll be really, really good. Like right here, like the Suns are 23rd in pace. That's not, that's not exactly.
It's interesting, man. So I don't know if I ever told you this. I don't even know if I told the audience this. I have Synergy now, thanks to the lovely folks over at Locked On. Awesome. I know everyone makes that same face, and I was like, I don't know, I just opted into it. Like I like Synergy, I just didn't know everyone loved it. In transition this year, the Suns are in points per possession. They're below average according to Synergy. They're only 49%. They're only 59% in terms of effective field goal percentage. In the overall half court, what you're saying backs it up. They're in the overall half court 83% of the time. In 1,059 possessions, they are averaging nearly a full point, 0.995, which is 60% in the points per possession ranking. They rank them as good, so they have an average stat of that. And they are shooting 45%, and then an effective field goal percentage are shooting 54%. So all the things you're saying are backing it up. But is that real? Like, is that real?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing that we're not exactly sure about right now. One thing I will say, though, is that you do have someone in Devin Booker that can slow the game down. And I will say this from what I've seen. He has handled blitzes and traps so well. And in my mind, yes, the statistics say that he's having his best season, but he looks so comfortable. He looks so comfortable out there. And anytime he sees a trap, normally he'll just throw it away. Or he'll kind of panic and like, somebody's got to move. But like everybody's always moving. There's such an underlying level of trust here with everybody on this team. And he just looks comfortable. He looks so confident that I'm going to kick it out to Grayson Allen and he's going to drain a three. I'm going to kick it out to Royce O'Neale and he's going to drain a three. Or these guys are just going to penetrate and pitch. And so here's the thing that sucks about about your question and why I can't necessarily answer it. It's just because we're 11 games in. So there's not really enough sample size, I would say. But in the games that we have seen, teams are outgaining them in fast break points pretty easily. I think the one game that they didn't was on Thursday, and that's just because you have Jalen Green. So I think that the identity of this team now is just going to be about efficiency. I mean, if you can get in transition, cool. They want rim looks and they want 3-point shots. They do not really want anything in between, but Devin Booker is an in-between guy, but he's playing so well to where he's finding guys, off the dribble. He'll post guys up. He's actually been really good on the low block as a playmaker, where he'll have an advantage and he'll either draw a foul or he'll find some guy stunt or play lazy on the weak side, and he'll get the ball over. And so there's a lot of different points to analyze with this. I mean, if you have me on the show again, maybe in about 10 or 20 games. Dang it, I made a bet. It's Thor, isn't it?
You failed your audition.
Thor, I'm gonna blame you. I'm gonna blame Thor for being the reason I'll come back. Anyways, I don't know if there's enough data to kind of show, and also so many players have been in and out of the lineup. There's been inconsistent lineups. It's changed quite a bit. So I do think though that the book, Grayson Allen, Dylan Brooks, Royce O'Neale, Mark Williams lineup, barring any injuries, will be the one going forward. And then we can kind of look at those numbers and sort of analyze, like, okay, are they really good in the half court? How are they doing? What are rib looks? What are percentage of 3-point shots? So, yeah, I don't think that answers your question, but that's about all I got.
I mean, it answers my question. It says that you're too scared to have a strong opinion. That's okay, and that's fine. It's not built for it. I'm just kidding.
Listen, you're the guy for that. You're the guy for that.
Yeah.
I'm just the guy that writes words.
I don't know if that's a good
all
thing.
I can do.
Bad thing. It's we'll let the comment section decide. Here's what's really funny. Let's end the show like this. Oh, sweet baby Oso Ighodaro. Sweet baby Oso Ighodaro. Man, this guy.
You should tee this one off. Because I know you got a lot of thoughts about it.
Oso Ighodaro is so bad. And the audience says, how bad is he? That was your role right there. Yeah. Oso Ighodaro is so bad that he played 19 minutes tonight, scored 2 points. It was perhaps his best play of the season, and one bucket rolling to the cup, and then immediately bricked the layup. And then immediately bricked the free throw, and bricked it bad. So you know what? Sweet baby Oso Ighodaro, he's just trying his heart out there. He's just trying his best. Yeah. And you know what? Maybe we should just embrace the guy that the coach is just like, you don't think she's pretty, but she's very beautiful to me. And that was Monty with Abdul Nader and Landry Shamet. That was Mike Budenholzer with everyone because they were all terrible. It was really Drew Eubanks or Mason Plumlee, which was Frank Vogel. Drew Eubanks was Frank Vogel. I think Mason Plumlee was Mike Budenholzer. And you know what? Jordan Ott just can't help himself. Even a little genius like himself likes to get down in the depths and the dirty of someone in Oso Ighodaro who, you know what? If they keep winning, sweet baby Oso Ighodaro, we'll just keep singing by golly, he's trying his best out there. And you know what? That might just be good enough for me.
Yeah. Here's the weird thing though, is his confidence is just shot. And I don't know why. No. Honestly,
I thought you were gonna say his confidence was through the roof. I was like, what are you watching?
No.
Yeah,
bro.
no, okay. Then I take back my laugh.
No. His confidence is shot, and I don't know why. Because it's the same play. I know why. No, but listen.
Couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
I mean that analogy. That's an oldie but a goodie. Here's the thing though. He is the ideal big for Jordan Ott. That's the thing.
That is true. That's true.
That's the thing. And so I thought, we saw what he did in Summer League. We saw it. That was a man amongst boys.
And he had insane confidence in that.
Yes, he did.
Insane.
And
I mentioned that a lot. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. No, I don't know where it went. That's the thing. I went to media day. I went to training camp. His confidence was there. I don't know if it was Mark Williams. I don't know if it was Ball Watch. Hell, I don't know if it was Nick Richards. I
think it might have been me. I was pretty mean to him. Might have been me. I've been known to be a little mean to players.
The words finally got to somebody.
Yeah, dude. I've got I've got my guy over at Espo from PHNX Sports is asking me why I'm hating on Devin Booker, and I'm like, maybe I'm just here to slap everyone down a peg. No, I don't. I don't know what it is either, man. I agree with you. It's actually a good point. He is supposed to be the ideal big, and he's just not.
Yeah, dude, you're a playmaking big you're a big whose main role is to be a playmaker and a facilitator and hit guys backdoor. And not only it's not even that is what gets me. It's the amount of fouling. It's unbelievable. Dude,
Ryan Dunn had that problem last year, and I think it's gotten better this year.
But the thing with Ryan Dunn though is that Mike Budenholzer would go, okay, you're going to defend Luka Doncic. You're going to defend Kyrie Irving. So those guys are going to naturally bait him in. Oso is not playing Nikola Jokic for 35 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Who is he up against tonight?
And he was, Kevon Looney for a little bit.
Kevon Looney. Warriors legend.
Derek Queen for a little bit. But
Carlo Matovic played a little bit of big as well. That was interesting. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. You're saying it nicely. I'll say it more bluntly. Oso Ighodaro is playing against plumbers and used car salesmen, and he can't defend them right now.
Bob Cousy would hate you for saying that.
Just so we're clear, I'm being a little bit outlandish right now because it's 11:15. I've already got 4 hours of sleep, and you're a good audience. You're just laughing at everything I'm saying while everyone else is just this guy's not funny. Anyways, sweet baby Oso Ighodaro. That's what he's going to be mentioned from here on out on this show. Sweet baby Oso, and he's just trying his best. By golly, he's giving it 100%. His 100% looks about like 10% sometimes, but by golly, is he just trying his best? Sweet baby Oso Ighodaro. Not just trying his best. Yeah, go for it.
I want to propose an idea. What if? Hear me out on this.
We send Oso to Alcatraz. Yes. Yes. Let's send him to Alcatraz right now.
I was going to say, maybe send him to the G League for a couple games. What? How would it hurt? How would
you don't want to hear my 10-minute rant on why I think the G League is stupid. I think the G League is dumb.
It might be stupid, but it won't be stupid for our sweet baby Oso Ighodaro. Listen,
but what about Jordan Ott? He'd be so upset he wouldn't have his buddy with him every night.
No, here's the thing though. We saw this last year, right? Oso had a bad stretch. Budenholzer's like, all right, you're going to the G League. Dude puts up 19 and 19, comes back, ironically enough, plays against Jordan Ott and his Cleveland Cavaliers and plays 44 minutes and has the best game of his career. So am I saying that'll happen again? No, but it could, right?
Yeah,
you have
sure.
Here's also Bark.
A plane could also crash into my house right now.
A plane could crash into the Mortgage Matchup Center. Oh, that's such a lame name. Ugh.
Anyways, listen,
yes, I digress.
People would agree with you. It is a bit of a hot take that I dislike the G League. I just think of it like this, and we're going way over. But let me just say this. If I was playing basketball with a bunch of dudes my age, right? And I wasn't playing very well, would you tell me, hey, go play with the middle schoolers, beat them up a little bit, and then come back and let's see what you can do now? That's how I kind of think of it. Just because I dropped 40 points
fair, though.
on actual used car salesmen and future plumbers as a NBA player, I'm not that impressed. I think baseball is a little different. And I think with actually you can go into a funk, I just don't think Oso's very good, which is why I was okay with dealing him in the offseason. But again, we're digressing here. With that being said, this is a happy time. We love our sweet baby Oso Ighodaro. We love our Phoenix Suns. They're winning games. They are firmly in the playoff mix for now. Not just trying his best, but actually doing a pretty good job over at Clutch Points. My guy, Hayden Cilley. Appreciate you joining me today, man. And I appreciate you also for dealing with some of my just ridiculous punchlines and maybe a little bit of hyperbole as well.
Dude,
thanks, man.
I'm all for it, man. This has been an absolute blast. Seriously. Thanks for having me on. This was a great way to cap off my night.
Yeah, listen, it was when they say Like, you're here for a good time, not a long time. Well, that'll be you. Just It's been Locked On Phoenix Suns. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow my guy Hayden Cilley on social media. It is right there. I'm not even going to try to write it for you guys, but it's Hayden Cilley with a C and an EY at the end. But with that being said, talk to you guys tomorrow when John Voida joins the show on a John Voida Tuesday, and I'll see you guys then.